Welcome back to our channel, The Learning Tree. Today, we are going to dive deep into one of the most thought-provoking poems in the Class 9 curriculum, On Killing a Tree by Gieve Patel. The poem is a strong statement against deforestation and man's violent destruction of nature. Patel compares the killing of a tree to killing a living being, showing how deeply trees are rooted in the earth, how they fight to survive, and how much effort it actually takes to kill one. By doing this, the poet emphasizes the resilience of nature and the cruelty of humans in destroying it. So let's explore every detail of the poem, line by line. Stanza 1. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown, slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide sprouting leaves. The poet begins by saying that killing a tree is not easy. A single stab of a knife cannot kill it. This is because a tree takes years to grow. It absorbs nutrients from the soil. It feeds on sunlight, air, and water. The poet even describes the bark of the tree as a leprous hide, rough, scarred, and uneven, but still alive, full of life with sprouting new leaves. What the poet wants to say in this stanza is that a tree is deeply connected to natural elements and is a product of years of nourishment and growth, not something fragile. Stanza 2. So hack and chop. But this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which if unchecked will expand again to form a size. Even if you hack the tree or chop it down, it still won't die. The bark may bleed sap, but it has the power to heal. New shoots will grow from near the ground. These shoots, if allowed, will grow into full branches, and eventually the tree will regain its former size. In this second stanza, the poet wants to convey, trees are resilient and have a self-healing quality. Trees fight back, they heal, they survive. Cutting is not the same as killing. Stanza 3. No, the root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied, and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely, out from the earth cave. And the strength of the tree exposed, the source white and wet, the most sensitive hidden, for years inside the earth. In this stanza, the poet tells us how a tree can actually be killed. To truly kill a tree, one must destroy its roots. The roots are the anchor, holding the tree firmly in the earth. Killing requires a violent act. The roots must be roped, tied, pulled, or snapped out completely from the earth cave. The roots are described as white, wet, sensitive, hidden, suggesting life, purity, and vulnerability. What the poet is saying in this stanza is that the roots are the lifeline of the tree, its heart and soul. Exposing them is like exposing its most private and vital organs. By exposing and destroying the root, man kills the very source of life. Stanza 4. Then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. Once the root is exposed, the process of killing progresses rapidly. After uprooting, the tree must be left to wither. The sun and air, which once gave the tree life, now become agents of death. The root hardens, turns brown, dries, twists, and withers. Only then is the killing complete. This shows us how brutal, lengthy, violent, and deliberate the act of killing a tree really is. Themes. First, the resilience of nature. Trees can withstand wounds and grow back stronger unless uprooted. Second, the violence of human beings. Killing a tree is compared to murdering a living being. Third, the deep interconnection of the trees with the earth. The tree's survival depends on sunlight, air, water, and soil. And finally, the contrast between creation and destruction. What takes years to grow can be destroyed in a short, brutal act in few minutes. Tone. The poem has a serious, ironic, and critical tone. On the surface, it explains how to kill a tree, but deeper down, it condemns human cruelty. Literary devices. The beauty of this poem also lies in its language. Metaphors like bleeding bark compare the tree to a wounded human body. Personification makes the tree appear alive, with healing power, strength, and sensitivity. Irony runs throughout the poem. Poet describes killing in detail, but the real intent is to highlight the horror of it, how cruel and unnecessary it is. The poem is filled with imagery, that is, strong visual images. The leprous hide, the earth cave, the twisting, withering root, white and wet root. Symbolism. Tree symbolizes nature, root symbolizes foundation of life. Alliteration. Bleeding bark, twisting, withering. Message. The message of the poem is quite clear. The poet wants us to realize that destroying trees and nature in general is not only violent, but also a long, deliberate act of cruelty. Trees are like living beings, they resist, heal, and survive. But humans, through persistent violence, manage to kill them. The poem is a protest against deforestation and a reminder that harming nature is equal to harming life itself. So, the next time you look at a tree, remember this poem. Gieve Patel's On Killing a Tree is more than a poem. It is a protest, a warning, and a call to respect nature. If you found this explanation helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel The Learning Tree for more detailed lessons. And in the comments, tell us, what part of this poem touched you the most?